Hello and welcome. Yay! I'm so excited to be here today. Today is our encore presentation for our Aviv Spa Dead Sea Products, Natural Ways to Fight Aging Now. And I will be presenting to you our amazing essential oil cycling method. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. We will save questions to the end. The chat is open and you can post questions in there, but I will be working on this presentation, going through it. This is about probably 30 to 35 minutes of your precious time. I want to thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tammy Deering, and I'm the founder and formulator of Aviv Spa Dead Sea Products. I've been working with the formulations on our products since 1998. And in all of my quest to learn ways to look and feel beautiful naturally, I actually have gone back to school several times to get licenses so that I could start a day spa that was focusing on all natural treatments with no toxic carcinogens, endocrine disruptors, synthetic fragrances, based on my own health problems that I have had in the past. Because I'm a day spa owner and I'm also an exercise instructor, I have come up with this amazing concept that I call essential oil cycling method. This is something that I'll be sharing with you today. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to share it with you. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get into the presentation. Like I said, if you have any questions, share them with us at the end, and we will gladly help you get those questions answered. So today in this presentation, you are going to learn how your skin works, what dermal absorption means to you, why the essential oil cycling method is your best skin defense for anti-aging, ingredients that can age your skin, what essential oils are, and habits that can help you fight aging now. And that is one of the things I'm all about, because as I celebrate more birthdays, I want to be the best I can be every year. I want to be getting better, not digressing, but progressing forward and feeling great. There's no reason that we have to literally just sit down and say, okay, my time is up. It's time to rest. No, that's not what we're here for. We're here to make a difference every single day. And I believe that with all of my heart. Women are probably the most, the biggest users of personal care products. Men use them, but women, we have about double the amount that men do in the bathroom. Women, we use it's usually about 12 to 20 different products. Ladies, you can relate to this. If you are like me, you use makeup, you like different colors of lipsticks, you like different colors of eyeliners and your blushes, your bronzers, your eyeshadows. So you can see how these things can add up very, very quickly. And as you begin to look at all of these, especially if you're purchasing products that you don't know really what's in them, there could be over 168 different chemicals that could be being applied to your body every single day, and then also going down the drain. Men use on an average of about 6 to maybe 10 personal care products, and there's a link. We will be sending this video out for you on a replay, so you can copy this link and go to the ewg.org where this information came from. But when you begin to apply these products to your skin, and you understand that the skin is the largest organ on the body where ingredients can be absorbed directly into the bloodstream, this can get a little bit scary and overwhelming as well. And what happens a lot of times is it's so overwhelming for us that we just sort of do the ostrich effect, is what I call it. We stick our heads in the sand and we just say, well, I'll be okay. And unfortunately, that's not the case. So let's take a look at your skin within. How does my skin work? I'm not going to dive deep into all the scientific stuff. I geek out on it, but a lot of people just want to give me the facts, Tammy, real quick and, simple. Bottom line, you've got 3 different layers to your skin. You've got the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. Up underneath all of this, you're going to have your blood vessels, your hair follicles, and your sebaceous glands. Proper care for your skin is vital to ensure that it does its job well, which is to protect us from infections. Well, when your skin's sick, the rest of your body is apparently going to also be suffering when you take a look at all of this information. One of the biggest things to me as a manufacturer of Dead Sea hair, skin, and nail products is the fact of dermal absorption when we're in the lab. And when you begin to get what's called the SDS sheets on your ingredients, that's the first thing I look at is what are the possibilities of us having overexposure. If we are if it's in the air, even, once we're finished, the gloves come off, the mask comes off, the goggles get put away. What is happening in the air as we are in the lab area? And so I went to the CDC to find out about dermal absorption, and this information came directly from there. Dermal absorption is how chemicals get transported into the skin from the skin into our bodies. Studies show that chemicals can be absorbed through the skin without even being noticed. And of course, ladies, if we're putting on all these beauty care products and we're, lathering and slathering in the name of beauty, but we're putting on toxic ingredients, this is where we begin to have to say, okay, enough is enough. I need to learn about what's going on me, because what's going on me is going in me. And so when you begin to understand the pathways of the way that different things work in, even your hair the things are absorbed through the hair follicles. They go directly into the glands, and then it gets into the bloodstream when you're using shampoos and conditioners and treatments and hair dyes and all of these other different things that are out there. Be aware of what's going on you, because especially up here, you're at the brain level. There's not a whole lot of layers in between the skin and the brain. Now, you do have, of course, the skull, but everything goes into the bloodstream, and that's going to get into, even your bones are going to be absorbing all of this. So what is essential oil cycling method, Tammy? Well, my biggest question to you is, have you ever purchased skincare that worked great in the beginning and then it stopped? If that has happened to you, you can type yes in the chat field, because I've had this happen to me. I was in multi-level marketing companies. I was selling skincare for all these different kinds of companies. Everybody get excited. Everybody be so, oh my gosh, I love this stuff. It's working great. And then about 6 to 8 weeks later, they come back and they go, it's just not doing what it used to do. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The fact is, your skin is an adaptable organ. Given this knowledge, my hypothesis is that our skin, just like our bodies during exercise as well as dieting, can plateau when you're doing the same routines day after day. That's how I created the essential oil cycling method. This is based on my personal experience as a day spa owner, a cosmetic chemist, and a certified exercise instructor. When you begin to look at the body, if you've ever gone on an exercise program, the pounds, especially if you're trying to lose a lot of weight, the pounds just roll off in the very beginning. Well, because you're doing things that your body is not used to. And so it's beginning to burn the fat in a different way than it was, before it was just like, well, I'm happy like it is. I don't have to do anything. So then you get the cardio up, you get the sweat going on. You begin to pump the iron. The body's like, whoa, I got to burn more energy here. And so it begins to utilize the body fat for energy, which is what it's designed to do. Well, when you begin to look at your skin as an organ, just like the rest of the body, it is going to have the same effect on our skin. What we started doing, we were scenting all of our products using essential oils when we first got started. But then when I started seeing people having the plateau issues, not with our products, but with other products, I began to dive deeper. And I was like, you know what? What if we began to cycle out these different things? Let's talk about essential cycling. But you want to have a base of a product that is going to be mineral rich. The Dead Sea is the highest mineral content on planet Earth. I have been studying her in 2022, which is 3 months away, will be 24 years. And when I began to understand that our bodies are made from what? The dust of the earth. It's minerals, right? So let's take a look at how can I keep my skin in prime condition every single day instead of it plateauing and then all of my expensive products aren't working for me anymore. How do I keep my skin from plateauing? Number one, you want to ditch toxic skincare products. Your skin, like I said, is the largest organ. It has over 3 trillion pores. And these are just baby portals that we're going to absorb 60 to 70% of everything that touches it. Everything that's from the air that's around you to the baths that you're getting in, to the creams, the lotions, the perfumes, all of these different things, they add up just like your calories. If you're focused on a diet, usually you're trying to count your calories and your fat. You're looking at your different things here. Well, the same thing occurs with our skincare. You know, every little toxic chemical that you keep applying is going into the body. So we began shipping our Aviv Spa Dead Sea facial products unscented. Our steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 are all unscented. Max Tox, our Botox alternative serum, it has our Everything's Coming Up Roses essential oil in it, as well as its base is Bulgarian rose oil. And the reason that we use those is because it actually enhances that Botox alternative serum to work its best. And then when you're beginning to use the other products, marrying them all together, everything it weaves together like the perfect picture, kind of like a puzzle. You got all these different pieces, and when you put them all together, it makes this gorgeous picture. So a lot of people are like, okay, so help me understand, what is it I'm supposed to do? Let's say month 1, I get my kit in. Let's say you started out with our mini facial kit. This is a $60 mini kit. It averages you about $2 a day, which means it's going to last you about a month. Some of the products in there last about 8 weeks, depending on if you have oily skin or dry mature. The cream is going to be the one that is going to be the longest lasting out of the entire kit, because usually 1 drop of all of our products is what it's going to take. Facial wash is going to take a couple of drops, but let's start with the facial wash. Let's say you take a facial wash and you do a couple pumps in the palm of your hand. All right. I like to put the facial wash in my hand and then add a drop or 1 to 2 drops of the essential oil in it, and then mix that up and then apply it to my face. So as I'm applying it to the face, it begins to do the stimulation on the skin. You'll feel it tingling. If you have an essential oil and you've added too much, you could have an intense feeling of tingling. And so it could be that you've used way too much. Another thing I want to digress real quick to, before you start slathering essential oils, even our blends that we make here on your face, make sure you test it, okay? And we're going to do what you want to do. It's called a patch test. That patch test is going to go right here on the inside of the arm. This tissue is just like it is around the eyes. It's a very soft, supple, baby-like flesh. And so when you take that essential oil with the facial wash, apply it here. If you have no reaction, you'll know you're not allergic. If it begins to get red, if it begins to be intense feeling or a burning sensation, then you might be having an allergic reaction. And the best thing I can tell you to do, rinse this off immediately. Do not use that essential oil blend. And then I always follow any kind of allergic reaction or a sunburn or a burn or even a sprained ankle using our Dead Sea Mud Mask, because it will draw it out, dry it up, and detoxify the area. And this way, if you've had that reaction, it should aid with calming it down. Let it completely dry, rinse it off, and then apply the Dead Sea mineral cream afterward without that essential oil. But what you want to do when you're doing essential oil cycling is 1 month unscented completely. The next month, pick an essential oil blend. Now, we have made 6 different blends here that we have in our, what I call my beauty arsenal. Each month, I like to change it out just a little bit because what we want to do is we want to stimulate the skin and give it some new nutrients and some new benefits that it's not used to experiencing. And so we're rotating out. 1 month unscented, 1 month I'll go with my favorite, which is Everything's Coming Up Roses essential oil blend. Then I'll go unscented. Next month I'll go with our Lavender Lovers essential oil blend. And so you see the pattern here. 1 month, one on, one off, one on, one off. Can I use the same one every other month? Sure, that's not a problem. However, what I've discovered is when I change them out throughout the entire year, I've actually been watching my skin react even better. And so test it out. You're going to be completely different than I am. You know, we are all unique creatures. There are no two alike. Even twins have their own individual fingerprints. And so test it out. Find out what works for you. Get different kinds of products. You know, on our website, we actually have little miniature baby sizes so you can get them, touch them, feel them, smell them. One of the most wonderful things that I do love about the essential oil cycling method is that you're not using toxic ingredients. You're using God-given essential oils that are coming directly from the plants, the roots, the stems, the flowers, just depending on which type of essential oil it is. I talked about our bodies being made from the dust of the earth. The Dead Sea has the highest content of life-giving minerals that not only aid our hair, our skin, and nail disorders, they also help to revive, rejuvenate, restore dull, drab, and lifeless skin. So I'm saying this to let you know you're never too far gone. It is something that no matter what your age is, and ladies, if you're young and you're hearing this today, get on it now, because I wish I would have known in my 20s what I know now at age 58, because I actually could have avoided a lot of nightmares. Of course, I probably wouldn't have created the products because I had to go through the nightmares to get there. But one of the most important things, and part of my purpose here and my plan for that God's plan is for my life, is to help women look at what they're doing with their beauty products. Become aware of toxic beauty ingredients, because this is your best line of your defense for your future health. Right now, when it goes on and it's giving you that look, or, you know, I mean, I see it all the time when I'm looking on Instagram, and, you know, some of these people's faces, you know, I mean, they're so perfect. You're just like, do they even have a wrinkle? How on earth are they that perfect and flawless? But the problem is it's usually filters. Okay. And when I begin to look at the products that they are using, I'm just like, wow, this is kind of freaking me out. I don't know what's going on here, but we got to make sure that we've got to keep this in check, because what happens is these toxic ingredients, they get stored in the visceral fat in our bodies. And then over the course of time, especially if you're in childbearing years, I want to really, really encourage you to take a look at what you're using, because if you want to have babies, endocrine disruptors are the main culprit for causing miscarriages and fertilization issues. I'm not trying to scare you, but take a look at things that contain soy as the number one ingredient. These kind of things are so vital for especially women in childbearing years. Once chemicals are absorbed, they find their way into our bloodstream, and if the body can't use it, it gets stored in the visceral fat, and it stays dormant, waiting to be released. So it becomes a silent time bomb. And it might not be until your 60s or your 70s, and all of a sudden you're dealing with different various types of cancers and things, and you're going, how did this happen? I don't know what I've done wrong. And here's the thing. There's so much toxic chemicals that are being flushed down our drain. It's an alarming rate of over 41,000 pounds every single minute of every day. They are finding their way into our rivers, our seas, our oceans, and which gets into the fish that we are eating, even the wild caught fish. and the livestock that we're consuming. Let's talk a little bit about essential oils. All right, because I've had a lot of people go, I can't wait to learn about essential oils. And I was like, well, I thought that everybody knew about essential oils. But what I've done is I've just gone out and I've gotten you what the description for an essential oil is. It's a volatile oil that usually has the characteristic odor or flavor of a plant from which it's obtained. And then it's used to make perfumes, flavorings. And I meant to add at the end, bath time, skincare, hair care, all of this can be utilized that way. The beautiful part about essential oils is they're God's medicine. And how do I know if I am supposed to use that essential oil? I like to just, it's a simple test. It's called the smell test. You open the bottle and you smell it. And if you're drawn to it, you're more than likely your body is saying, yes, I want that. If you're repelled away from it, you're allergic to it, or your body says, I don't need that right now. And there are different essential, there's literally, I think 10,000 different plants out there, and there's different methods. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick. The best methods for your essential oils to be used are going to be CO2 extraction, steam distillation, or expeller pressed. You do not want things that have been solvent extracted. The reason being is that solvents can remain in the essential oils. An example of things that are going to have to be solvent extracted are going to be your things that are your absolutes, your waxes, because they have to use a very strong method. And normally it's hexane. And hexane can literally trash your body. It's highly toxic. And the methods in the United States today, we do not have to be told that it has completely been extracted out. And it doesn't even show up on a label. And so when you know which way you're going with your essential oils, steam distillation is my favorite. CO2 extraction is the most expensive. It is coming down now in pricing, but it is the best of all. And then expeller pressing is also another great way. Now, there's what I call the top 5 benefits of essential oils. Number 1, they boost our immunity and they help us fight infections. This to me is number 1, especially with what's going on in the world today with the pandemic and the COVID issues. Your immune system is your first line of defense. This is the number 1 reason that I am so strongly convicted about getting those toxins out of your beauty care products, because every time those things are going on you, you're lowering your immune system's capability to do what it needs to do for you all day long. And so begin to clean out the clutter, just like that closet. I've got one of those closets. I'm sure you do too, with, 80 million shoes. I love those shoes. And you know how much I pay for those? I can't get rid of those. I might need those in 5 years from now, and so I get it. I get it. Or you've got that drawer full of all of that stuff. I've spent all that money. It didn't work, but I can't throw it out. If it's toxic, chunk the junk. Just get it gone, get it out. Another one that essential oils are fantastic and beneficial for us is to balance our hormones. Now, my favorite one is stress reduction, anxiety, as well as depression. There are so many amazing essential oils out there for this. We created all of our essential oil blends to address these top 5 benefits for us. So when you are lathering and slathering and putting it on your skin, you're actually benefiting you now and all day long. Next one is going to be helps minimize aches and pains in the body. We have a blend that we call Pain Easer, and I created this for my husband when he had surgery on his foot. He had a fusion and the pain was excruciating. And, when you deal with lidocaine patches and you've got the painkillers for a while, what happens is your body begins to build up a tolerance to it. And so we wanted to have an alternative for him. And so we created Pain Easer. Does it heal it? No. Does it help it? Yes. Just like an ibuprofen, different things like these. God put all of this here for us to be able to have natural ways to look and feel our very best and to help minimize the aches and pains in the body. And then last but not least, the essential oils benefits are to boost your skin and hair health. My biggest story is, back in the day, I was going bald and losing my hair. And so I can tell you from personal experience, these things really do help. Now, let's talk about ingredients that can age your skin. These are different things, and I'm just going to touch on them very quickly and rapidly. Propylene and butylene glycols. These are petroleum chemicals that penetrate your skin and can weaken the cellular and protein structures of it. Guys, this is the number one ingredient used in botanical extracts. And back in 2008, when God revealed this to me, it was like, okay, now what do? I was buying all these extracts and putting them in our products because that's all I knew. I didn't know any better. I had no concept that there was any other way. And there wasn't any other way. There was just those extracts. I would buy them and I would put in an order and they would say, okay, it'll be a month before you'll get it. They had to make it. Well, that means that they were processing my extracts in about 4 weeks' time. And that included the order date and the shipping date and to get it to me, which means that more than likely this stuff was really very weak. And so God revealed to me to begin buying certified organic herbs and then infusing our Dead Sea high magnesium mineral brine that we bring in from Jordan and infuse it for a year per extract. And today we actually make 13 extracts that we do this process with. And this increases our mineral content in our products for our hair, skin, and nail products, which means it's the most beneficial for you. Back in the day when I got started in 1998 making products, the biggest things for us then were parabens, formaldehydes, germabens, ureas. These were the things that we used to preserve the products. Well, nowadays it is known that these are seriously toxic ingredients. They are finding them in the breast tissue of cancer patients. They are finding them in the urine, even the breast milk of mothers, because we're putting all of these things on us. The same thing goes for the propylene and the butylene glycols. When you get into coal tar, this is in hair dyes and shampoos. Way back in the day, I was using the T-gel shampoo, and my hair was absolutely the most atrocious. It looked like those tumbleweeds in the Wild West. It was a nightmare for me. So embarrassing, but there wasn't much I could do about it. So actually, I went to getting hair extensions to give me that hair I was always looking for. Then we got petroleum byproducts. And petroleum byproducts are in just about every single product that is on the shelf when you go to big box stores. This is everything from Ulta, Sephora, your Sam's Club, Costco, your Walmart's, your Target. When you pick up lotions, creams, things like this, the first thing you're going to see is aqua, water, and then some sort of mineral oil, petroleum, liquid paraffins. All of these things in the United States that are petroleum byproduct based are not required to be ultra refined, which means they contain carcinogens in them. Now, it's interesting to me because in Europe, everything has to be ultra refined over there, and it has to be labeled that it has been or it is not allowed for sale. But over here in the United States, it's simply not the case. So this means your Vaselines, your mineral oil, your baby oil sounds so safe, doesn't it? Baby oil is pure mineral oil and a fragrance, highly toxic. Get that off your child. Don't put it anywhere near those babies. And then ladies, I'm sorry to let you know this, but your retinols, your AHAs, and your BHAs, they cause photosensitivity, rashes, redness, swelling, burning, itching, especially in the wintertime. And it over the course of time can create severely dry skin problems. Now you'll notice that all of those three things are what you normally are going to see in your facial care products, your eye creams. These are these buzzwords, these magic words. You don't need these things. You need things that are going to be helpful, beneficial, feeding and giving your body nutrients and minerals that are helping it become its very best. Let's talk about habits that can help you fight aging now. One of the biggest things, and if you're my friend on Facebook, you've seen I quit doing it, but I'm still doing it. I'm actually up to 6 mugs a day now, so about 180 ounces of water. And can I tell you, the more hydrated you get, the better your life is. The new Mayo Clinic release, it was about 2 years ago, actually during COVID last year when I discovered it. Ladies, we're supposed to be intaking 96 ounces of water minimum a day. Men is 120. When I started the gallon a day in a month of May, 8 years ago, and I started teaching our Better Body Exercise class, it was just for the month of May because I like things that rhyme, and it was something that was new and different. It was something that was exciting that we were all showing up to exercise class 3 days a week at the church. And I was like, well, let's just start a little challenge. And so we did. The interesting thing is when June 1st got here, we quit. Now, I drank water while I was working out, but I was actually one of the worst people in the world to be I was totally dehydrated. I was in the 70% of horribly dehydrated, walking around. I couldn't understand why my nail beds weren't rounded. They were flat. And that is a good sign that you are severely dehydrated if your nail beds are flat. Take a look at your nail beds right now. How much water are you consuming? Because this is something that can be life-changing and life-giving to you as you celebrate more birthdays. Another way to help fight aging now is to reduce your sodium intake as well as your sugar intake. These things they cause dehydration, they increase inflammation in the body. The interesting thing about sugar to me is it will cause more wrinkles in a weekend than you can even imagine as you begin to approach the age of 60. Some weekends, I don't know about you, but sometimes it's just like, this has been an unreal week. I deserve this. And so I'll partake a little bit more of dark chocolate or different things that I know I shouldn't be doing, but I do. And come Monday morning, I can tell the difference in my skin in just over the weekend time. With sodium intake, this is going to cause puffy eyes, the darkness underneath the eyes. And so you want to really take a look at that sodium as well, because that can cause all kinds of patchy issues on the body. Me dealing with seborrheic psoriasis, I am not a stranger to nightmare skin issues whatsoever. And then let's get away from fast foods and processed foods because they exacerbate skin conditions. I discovered I'm gluten intolerant. I've also now got lactose issues. I'm going to be looking at going through an intense, like a gut cleansing at the first of the year. I'll tell y'all more about this as it gets closer. But these are things that just, when you eat the same thing every single day, your insides are going to plateau as well. And so I ate white bread, I ate pastas, I made cookies, I had a bread machine. I did all of these things myself for my family. I was sharing the love, I thought. And then all of a sudden I became gluten intolerant and got deathly sick from it, didn't know what was going on. I read that it was a trigger for asthma. My husband had been diagnosed. I was like, let's go gluten-free for a month. I'll do it with you. And I discovered that I wasn't living in the bathroom. Didn't help his asthma, unfortunately, but it changed my life. And so if you have bloating and you have issues and you eat things and your skin starts itching and you don't know what's going on, another trigger is sneezing. When you eat something and you begin to sneeze profusely right afterward, it could be that you're developing an allergy to that particular food that you've been consuming. Part 2, exercise. Yes, I know I'm all about it. Everybody's like, I don't know how you do what you do. And I'm like, you know what? I do it because it helps me fight aging now. It helps me feel younger. Do I always want to do it? No. But am I always glad when I do it? Yes. I never regret 2 things: going to church and getting an exercise routine in my life. I do regret it when I miss those. Those are the only 2 things I've ever regretted. There's been a million other things I wish I hadn't done, but those 2 things are so important because as you celebrate more birthdays, you are going to, your body begins to deteriorate over the course of time as your from day one. Your muscles have to be challenged. Your skin, if you are needing to lose 150, 200 pounds, don't do it by just cutting out the food. You've got to keep the body in motion. You know, a body in motion stays in motion. It's got to stay fluid. We're supposed to stay moving. You know, the Bible gives us a little bit of a clue. On the sixth day, he rested. He worked 6 days a week with 1 day of rest. So take a look at this. And if you say, well, you know, I just can't get my mojo back. I'm not really into doing these online things because I won't show up. Can I tell you something? You're cheating yourself. You're also cheating the ones you love. So start prioritizing your self-care and your self-love and your exercise. Put it on your calendar and say, I'm going to do it. At least show up for 15 minutes and get going. I was having one of the hardest times yesterday, and I have no idea why, except for the weather is changing into the fall, and with the fibromyalgia sometimes, even though I diligent about everything I do, it still rears its head at times, and I push through. But in the middle of the workout last night, when I began the workout, I said, I'm struggling. I'm going to modify. About 15 minutes into it, I started feeling better, and I started being able to move a little bit more and dive in a little deeper. Now, as I kept going, I got a little weaker, and so I backed off. But just listen to the body. You're not going to be an athlete every single day, but you need to be taking care of you 6 days a week, even if it's getting outside and walking, stretching for 10 minutes. Just little things like this every day can help you have the best life you've ever dreamed of. And you're like, I'm too far gone. You're never too far gone. You're never too far gone. Your body is resilient and it will come back, but you got to work on it. And we have to work on it more and more as we celebrate more birthdays. Good night's rest, 6 to 8 hours of sleep helps reduce inflammation. And cortisol, ladies, it shows up in the midsection. And most of the women I know, including myself, are like, I wish I had six-pack abs. However, everything I do, I can't seem to do it. Sleeping is one of the biggest secrets for you to fight aging now and help your body restore itself and be able to allow the organs to utilize and do everything it needs to. This is another reason why those toxic ingredients need to be out of your life. So that way that when the body is resting and it's restoring, it's utilizing things it needs and things that it knows what to do with. Because when it doesn't need it, it will discard it, not store it. Of course, drinking less alcohol and not smoking. And this is coming from a lady that I smoked 3 packs a day. It was 30 years ago, but I was a big smoker back in the day. And I was killing myself. And smoking nowadays has even more toxic chemicals because about every quarter inch, there's a band that you don't see when you're smoking cigarettes that is actually a fire retardant to keep people that fall asleep with cigarettes from burning the house down. And so when you're inhaling these cigarettes, unless you're buying organic cigarettes, which are I think up to like $10 a pack now, and even tobacco has still got really horrific issues, just ditch the smoking. If you have to go to patches, go for that. The way that I ditched it was I wanted to have a baby and got it all out of my system 2 years prior to having a child. And then part 3, fight aging now. These are different things that I personally have discovered work. Wild-caught marine collagen peptides, they aid with your firming, your toning, and your tightening of loose skin. When you turn 21, every year after that birthday, you are beginning to lose collagen production in the body by 1%. There's regular hydrolyzed collagen, and then there's collagen peptides. The peptides are going to be absorbed 50% more than standard collagen will. And so that's when I started bringing that into my life. It's been about 4 years ago now. I saw my hair volume triple, my nail growth increase, and my strength in my nails increase. And it also aids with the production of elastin in the body, which gives the skin a firmer, toner, tighter look. Daily skincare that contains a high content of Dead Sea minerals is going to be another one of your fight aging now arsenal in your beauty arsenal bag. Those minerals help your body do what it needs to do. Magnesium chloride is responsible for over 600 different functions in our body, but you cannot take magnesium chloride orally. All it will do is blast the colon out, aka Phillips milk of magnesia. All right, that's what it does. It's a laxative. So how do we get the magnesium chloride into the body where it's utilized into the bloodstream the right way? Through the pores. One of the best things is my bathtub soaking ritual. This is what saved me when I finally had enough of the medicines and the drugs that were making me a walking zombie back in 1997. I went through this for a year, completely dysfunctional. God led me to his garden, learning about essential oils, learning about the herbs, learning about the Dead Sea, learning about the minerals, and then learning about me and how these minerals and their role that they played in my body. When you submerge the body into semi-dry Dead Sea salts, you are getting that magnesium chloride absorbed into the whole body. You're relaxing. It's called thalassotherapy. It's a combination of hydrotherapy and minerals combined. And the heat opens the pores, and the pores begin to pull in all of these amazing minerals. Then you can also use the essential oil cycling method with your bath as well. So you can cycle out the essential oils that you're using, because it's a double dipper, so to speak. When you have it on the water and your head is above the water, the nose is breathing it in. So that is aromatherapy. And in the bath, you have the essential oils and the thalassotherapy. So you are literally helping the body to de-stress, calm down the anxiety, and deal with the depression, sleep better, minimize leg cramping, and aid with fight aging now. And then last but not least, daily supplements. Unfortunately, we are not able to acquire all the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that we need from our food due to poor quality of soil that's out there today. So taking these supplements, finding the right sources. My husband and I have been together for 36 years this November. And because he was in a horrible car wreck, he had to begin to learn. They told him he'd never walk again. And he's like, watch me. And so he started learning about vitamins and nutrients and supplements and greens. And then when I started learning about the herbs and different things and the different kinds of Ayurvedic medicine, ashwagandha, astragalus, rhodiola, then you dive into learning about green tea and matcha tea and all these different things that are out there. I was like, wow, I need to blend this stuff together, and we need to put this in a green smoothie. So these are things that you can do for yourself and let you live a wonderful life. Now, my story, I've gone through seborrheic psoriasis. I was going bald, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, lost all 10 fingernails to MMA primer that dissolved my nail beds, dealt severely with depression, anxiety, even suicidal tendencies. I had horrible leg cramps. Sometimes they would shoot me up out of the bed. It would either be my calf or my inner thigh. And if you've ever had an inner thigh cramp, it is like somebody's trying to pull your tonsils out. It is horrible. And it's just like you think you're going to die. I don't know if any of you have ever suffered with this, but man, when you do, it's a nightmare. And taking that bath before bed, it can save you a lot of nightmare issues. I've also gone through toenail fungus. And then my skin looked like shoe leather because I lived in the sunbeds, and then I double dipped outside in the regular Alabama sun. I was what I called Southern fried chicken. I was Wesson oil on aluminum foil frying in the Alabama sun. And this is my why. This was actually after I had COVID hit me last year, and this reaction happened to the body. And it was absolutely a nightmare for me. But everything I'm telling you about was my go-to, and it took a couple of months, but we got it all back under control. Am I here to tell you the Dead Sea is going to heal you? I am not going to make that claim, but I can tell you that NASA discovered why the Dead Sea does this amazing stuff. This is the salty survivor, and it was discovered that this bacteria could repair damage to DNA. The cool part is, when you add heat to the semi-dry Dead Sea salt, this salty survivor is in there. And that heat activates it. And then it begins to attach itself to you. And then the body is beginning to bring it in and it helps it. And so they studied this for astronauts. I actually have this a printout, and you have to go back on the Wayback Machine to even find this information anymore. Fortunately, I had the URL, so I still have it, and I can actually still pull this up for folks. So if you're ever interested, let me know. I'll send you the link. Dead Sea mud. You guys, you see me all the time with a mud mask on. When I turned 47, I began doing this every single day. It has now been 11 years, and I did this for one reason. I had a client ask me, can I do this every day? And I said, I don't know that answer, but I need to know. And so I started it 11 years ago, and I've never looked back. Might miss 1 or 2 days here or there, once in a blue moon, but on average, I'm mudding my face a minimum of 5 days a week. And I can tell you, I haven't lost my face yet, but I've maintained its youthful appearance so much more. Back in 2008, when which was, what was that? 2008. I can't even do the math on that right now. Type in the chat field, Jim. Tell me what was 2000? How many years ago was that? That's 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 13. I had a big furrow in the middle between my eyes. And now it's almost gone because I've been doing these products every single day. That many years later, it should be more intensified, not minimized. It also aids with the removal of dead skin cells. It revives, rejuvenates, and restores dull, drab, and lifeless skin. It helps with the crow's feet, the large pores, acne, scarring, sun, age spots. It leaves your skin soft, supple, younger looking. It's dewy, it's luminescent. You get this glow. Every time I work with somebody that has used our mini kit, the first thing they go is, I cannot believe the difference in the appearance of my skin. And I'm like, I know, this is why I keep going. This is why I don't stop. This is why I keep getting the word out there to help people understand this. It does work. It does help. And it delivers incredible results every time you use it. Now, you do not have to use the Dead Sea Dermabrasion and the mud mask every single day. I get it. Not everybody's that dedicated. So you want to use the facial wash, toner, serum, cream, morning and night. And then find a time when you want to do your spa day. Dead Sea Dermabrasion, I created that as an alternative to microdermabrasion. You can use that with a rotary unit and speed up the results, then rinse off and then follow with a mud mask. And then let that completely dry. And then I like to use a washcloth and wash it off because you get extra exfoliation. And it actually helps to keep that skin in top condition and appearance. This is me at the Dead Sea in 2008 floating. This was the number 10. It was significant for me personally on this entrepreneurial magazine. It was my 10th year of studying her, and I got to go and get in her briny water. And the next picture here, you'll be able to see me with the mud all over me and floating. And I was doing a body scrub here. That's salt on the left corner down on the left-hand side. That is salt that I was actually doing a body scrub right there in the Dead Sea. Because when you go to the Panama City Beach or down to Florida from where we're at, we have white sandy beaches. So to see the Dead Sea's white sandy beaches, it didn't dawn on me it was white salty beaches until it was like, oh my gosh, I can do a body scrub right here in front of everybody. And it was amazing. Absolutely. I was mudding everybody. Now you'll notice it's not on my forehead in the middle picture or in the upper right-hand corner. And the reason for that is this was in July, okay? And it was like 110 degrees. Well, I sweat from the top of my head down, and I was like, okay, if it's right above my eyes, it's going to get in my eyes. And so I did not do the mud on my forehead there. But normally at home, I'm mudding my eyelids and up underneath as well to keep the eyelids firm, tone, and tight and keep the puffiness down in the eyes. This is on the Jordanian side. And in the bottom middle picture of me sitting there, it says Dead Sea Mud, use at your own risk. You can see that furrow I was referring to right here in the middle of my eyes. And you can see that it's just, it's a little bit of a line, but it's nothing compared to what it is there. And then your Dead Sea facial. Hey, the couples that mud together, they stay together. This is your best line of defense for fight aging now. The best thing I can tell you to do is find a day, pick a day, put it on your calendar. My mastermind coaches say, we know what you're doing by the way that your calendar is laid out. What are you doing for yourself? Prioritize yourself. You are robbing your family when you are giving, and you aren't putting any time into you and your personal self-care. Tell them, look, I want 30 minutes. I'm going to do a facial. I'm going to get in the tub. I'm going to relax. I'm going to use my candles. I actually found these beautiful candles. Now they look real, but they don't have any scent because Jim can't take it with asthma. And they even have a remote control, and they can be on for 4, 6, or 8 hours and automatically turn off. And can I tell you, it's just the ambiance, just the relaxation. You emerge out of that bathroom a totally new you. And you know the saying, when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Make that time so that your family can enjoy you too. And this is me over the course of all the different years, going all over the world, not all over the world, all over the United States. I have been to multiple places, Jordan and Israel, of course, and mudding people there. But I love to show people the difference. One of the biggest crowds you see there, used to go every year to Texas. My biggest time ever was when I mudded over 125 people at the DoubleTree in Dallas, Texas, and every single person there saw results. Let's go through a recap real quick. How to maintain your healthy skin. Proper cleansing morning and night. Remove those toxic beauty care products. Get your nutrition balanced. Stay fully hydrated every single day. Get adequate exercise. Make sure that you're sleeping good quality sleep. And let me add in here about that good quality sleep. Make sure your room is dark. Make sure there's no lights, no TVs on. You want to use like white noise, and you do not want to have any kind of even nightlight on. The darker the room, the blacked out, the better your sleep is going to be. It won't interrupt you, and it will allow you to sleep perfectly through the night. One of the little side notes that can help with this is your essential oils, as well as Aviv CBD oil. We have that product as well. It's a separate website. I'll be doing an upcoming Zoominar on CBD oil for beginners. If you're interested in that, reach out to me and I'll get you that information as well. And then last but not least, to maintain that healthy skin, essential oil cycling method will keep your Dead Sea products working beautifully for you all the time, rotating them out. And we have our Fight Aging Now Facebook forum group that we would love to have you join us on. We are going to be working with all of this in that group and helping you with everything. And you can ask questions in there, post your pictures in there. You can say, hey, I've got this issue. What can I do? I don't care if it's a sprained ankle or, a bruise. I've over 24 years time. My slogan is just put some Dead Sea mud on it. What can it hurt? But let's see what it might do in ways that it can help it, because I have watched it do so many amazing things. And in conclusion today, God truly, truly has put it all here for us, you guys. It's up to us to learn and implement this and make it happen. But moms, learn this now for your babies. All right. My granddaughter, since day one, I knew these products that we have were safe for my grandbaby. And she has been an Aviv baby her entire life. But I can't say that with other products that are on the shelf. And a lot of times, some people will give products and they think it's a great thing. And I'm looking at the label and I'm going, no, get this in the garbage. Do not put that on Brinley. I want all of my products to be baby Brinley safe, because that way I know everything is healthy for now as well as the future. And then this is a little information about me, but bottom line, my philosophy is what goes on you goes in you. It makes a difference. And then these are all of the references that I used to create this presentation for you. And I hope that this has been of some help in some way. To me, it's all about giving back and helping others. And I'm going to stop the sharing now and see See if I can't see all your beautiful faces. If you have any questions, I'm going to go in here and unmute us. If I can. It's all to unmute. If you have questions, you're welcome to post it in the chat as well. I've learned something. She's got to go. I appreciate you guys being here. This is something that I feel very, very, I guess the best thing I can say, it's in my spirit. It's in the inside of me that I know these are the way that we're supposed to be living. We're not supposed to be writing a prescription for every single thing. Just because you have an illness doesn't mean that the body can't repair it. But do what you've got to do and then learn natural ways to look and feel your very best. So if there are no questions, we'll go ahead. We've right at an hour. Yay, that was my goal. In and out in an hour. I appreciate you guys being here so very much. And we will be sending this out on a replay. In the email on the replay, I will also be putting in a link for you to have a free consultation with me. It's for an hour. We can do 30 minutes or an hour, your choice. And what I'm wanting to do is help you look at the products that you're using. You can send them to me via email, pictures of the ingredient label. Let me give this gift to you. Let me help you understand what it is you got, what you're doing, what it's doing to you, and then maybe help you find alternative answers. If you know, this is everything from your shower gels to your soaps and your perfumes, all of these different things, they all add up. So thank you guys so much for being with us today. I hope this has helped you in some way, and I will see you on Facebook. Thank you for being here live on Facebook as well. I hope y'all have an absolutely wonderful weekend, and we will send that email out with the replay this evening or tomorrow. Thank y'all for being here. Have a great day. Bye-bye.